Welcome to everybody to our All Things SPHS, or as I like to call it, all the things you didn't know that you didn't know about South Pasadena High School. My name is Kristen Swift, and I'm the EVP of Programs for the PTSA. This is my second year doing this job and second time running this, but I helped in the past, so this feels like I've done this many, many years. It's funny. Here is my... Make sure the slideshow is working. Here's our list of speakers for the evening. They are all on. I want to thank you all speakers for being here. I really appreciate your time. I know this takes a lot out of your day, but I also know that we've gotten such great feedback on this forum every year. And the reason we do it every year is because things change a little bit every year. So if you watched last year's, you'd go, oh, that doesn't really feel right. Or we have new people, like we have a new athletic director this year, CB. We have a new vice principal. You know, you just want to see the new faces and know who the people are. And I know that most of the people attending are freshmen and new parents. And we want to welcome you to South Pasadena High School. I have one that just graduated, but I also have a freshman. So I've been here for, 4 years and kind of know my way around the block finally. It does take a while, but please reach out to any PTA member if you have any questions. We're all here and really happy to answer any questions for you. So I just want to go over a few housekeeping things. First of all, we'll be taking questions at the end of the presentation. We'll take 15 or 20 minutes depending on how much time we have. I like to try and end at 8:15 so everybody can get out of here and get their kids to bed, or just sit in front of the TV, or take the dogs for a walk, or go back to work, or whatever you need to do. But we don't want to keep you too long. We're going to keep you all muted. Questions will come. If you have them, please chat them to me. I am now named Questions Kristen. I think Jim's taking his name off the question, so you can just look up Q for questions and chat me any questions you have during the whole presentation. The only person I know that needs to go by 8 o'clock is Natasha Stebbins, but I think everybody else is staying. But if somebody has to leave and they aren't here to answer your question, I will make sure they get your question and I get your email, and that we can get your question answered for you. Jim Dowd is my helper tonight. Thank you so much, Jim. As we go through, you're going to hear a lot of people mention websites and information. Jim right now is going to put in the chat a full-on document that has all of the links and all of the Instagrams and everything in it. So you don't have to write them down or think about them as the presentation's going on. But he's also going to put some of them in the chat as we go, in case, as you're listening, you want to kind of look at it, which sometimes I like to do as you're listening to a big, long presentation. So he's going to do that for us as we go along. But he'll link it again at the end of the forum for your reference one more time in case you miss it right now. Okay, so we have lots of great information coming your way. And without further ado, I would like to reintroduce our awesome PTA president, PTSA president, Rachel Fox.
Thank you. I've said enough. I created some goals for us based on our state PTA goals. And I just, I think more than anything, I really like that, like Dana was asking questions, like, what do we do? What can I do? Because if we don't have the questions and we don't have the parents engaging, then, we're not starting programs. We're not doing what we need to be doing for the school. So we just want to, like number one says, just build a community where everybody feels heard and welcomed. And we want to answer your questions and we want to get you the information you need. So like Kristen mentioned, please use us as a resource, the board and the committee chairs. And then we just want to mobilize you guys. We want you signing up for things. We want you on campus. We want you embarrassing your children during brunch and lunch. A great opportunity to volunteer will be at the end of the year. We worked with the counseling department on a career fair, and we'll be hopefully doing that again with the great counseling team. And I'm also going to be meeting with some folks at the school later this month to talk about Mental Health Week. And PTSA wants to take a big stamp on that and really help Natasha and the teams and the peer mediators, help them with that. So we'll be doing that as well. And we want membership and donations. I mean, that's the bottom line. With your money, we can do things. With your membership, you can participate. And those are beautiful things. So let's just work together to build this cool community and have some fun while we're at it. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel. Now on to Maureen Whitman, who is our communications chair. Oops, I was supposed to show these. Sorry. These are all the cute little things that Rachel just talked about and that Jim put in the chat. And now on to Maureen.
Okay. Hello. Thank you. Hello, my name's Maureen Whitman, aka Mo. That's what most people call me. I have two children at the high school. I have a junior and a freshman. Um, so hopefully you are having a good beginning of the school year. I just create and distribute the PTSA newsletter. Um, Right now, the schedule is for every other Sunday night or for special e-blast. Right now, we're sending it out once a week just for the beginning of the school year, so everyone can get the info they need right away. How to receive this newsletter? You can become a PTSA member, and then we'll put you on the list. You can opt in through the parent portal when you do your registration forms, or you can email me at news@sphsptsa.net. And I will add you immediately. If you think you should be getting it and you're not, feel free to email me at any time. Please follow our socials. Our Instagram is SPHS_PTSA. I'm pretty active in there, so you'll see a lot of things for the school, for the other schools, and then around our wonderful South Pass community. And then South Pasadena High School PTSA is our Facebook page. I don't know if anybody's looking at it, but it's still out there. And then I also put on here some other Instagrams to follow because, as Rachel said, there are so many out there, but they give you a lot of information. The official high school, the class of those are not what I had on there, but okay, there's some other ones. Including the music boosters and all of that. And then most of the individual classes have their own Instagram, so you can see what your child's class is doing. So I encourage you to follow those. And that's it. Have a great night.
Yeah, sorry to confuse you with Maureen. I had texted, but I took the other ones off because they're going to be on the pages for all those other people later. So thank you so much for your presentation. So one little other housekeeping thing I wanted to let you all know about is we are going to have slides up most of the time. If you have just a little tiny person and you'd rather have a bigger person or you'd rather have a bigger slide, there's a little kind of gray bar between the person and the slide that you can see on your screen. You can move that to the left or to the right to make your slide bigger or your person bigger. So if you don't really want to see the whole slide as big as it's showing up on your screen, you can change that, just so you know. So please feel free to do that. Now I am going to pretend I am the website person and I'm going to share my screen. Susan Yoshimura is on, but she was not able to be on a computer to present tonight. So I'm going to present the website of our PTSA. So here it is. It's SPHSPTSA.net. And it is a great, awesome website. Tisa Poe created it a couple years ago. Susan's just as amazing as Tisa and is able to just update things all the time. So please come on here, look for all sorts of things. If you go on the main page, you'll see kind of our welcome, but it's also a great place to see the latest news that we've put out. So here you can see we, talked about the forum. You can win some swag. You can look at our Parent Tiger Guardian Tiger Guide, all sorts of stuff on there. So it's a great place to look for that stuff. And then under here, for all you parents, there are all these different things that you can find: news, meeting dates, forums, our old videos, old newsletters, how to volunteer. You can put in, for someone I know who said they wanted to volunteer, I think Dana, you can put that in here. You can go onto the website and ask to volunteer there. You can find our Parent Guardian Tiger Guide. As we have updated graduation info, you have that. And then my favorite page, which is our community page. And this actually goes to a lot of what Maureen was just talking about too, is here's all the places you can find that you might ever need to find. I mean, this is such a great page. It has the high school website, the Tiger Bulletin, the Booster website, the Music Booster website, just all these different websites. And then at the end, we've put together a list of what we call useful Instagram accounts. I recommend that you follow pretty much all of these. They're super duper helpful to just know what's going on at the school. I mean, PTA does tell you all sorts of things that are going on, but these are really, really helpful as well. So for students, if your student is on here, there's information about Reflections Art Contest, the Student Club mini grants, which someone mentioned in the general meeting, senior awards and scholarships when those come up. When we have information about grad night, it's here. We have information for teachers. This is where you join, donate, and volunteer. So you can fill out our fall forms. And then you can find out all about us under the About section. So please use our website. It's a great resource for you. Hope you all do. Now I'm going to go back over here and share my screen again on the other side. And we're going to go to Mr. Eldred.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is John Eldred, principal at South Pasadena High School. My third year now as a principal at the high school. And just kind of give you an idea of what we've been up to so far in the first 10 days, I believe, of school. Let's see, 10 down and 170 to go, I believe is the math. We got a lot of work done over the summer. If you've been out to a football game, you've seen our brand new football field. With our finalized logo out there. We're very proud to have that out there for our players, for our schools. Same thing in the gym as well. Another big change that we did over the summer, I hope you get a chance to see it, is our school website. One of our teachers, Alicia Engelhard, spent a lot of time overhauling the website and making it really user-friendly and much easier to navigate. And so if you're ever wondering what's happening at school, who to contact, where to go for certain things, the website really is your first stop at this point. So far we've had a great start to the school year. We're already winning in sports. We've chosen the fall play, which I hope to see everybody at in November. And on top of that, everything seems to be in full swing. Kids are still smiling. Teachers are still smiling. Most importantly, everybody seems to be enjoying seeing each other back on campus, which we're very happy to have everybody back. We've got a new athletic director this year, Mr. C.B. Richards, who's going to introduce himself later down in the presentation. New assistant principal, Mr. Chad Bryant, I believe, is coming up after me, and returning on our admin team is Mrs. Vanessa Blackwood, who also will say hello to us. And I'm very pleased with the amount of effort and time and work that the two of these have put in to be able to support our teachers this school year, and the hard work that everyone has put in over the summer seems to have paid off greatly. So our goal is to support your students academically, emotionally, socially, etc. When we went into the freshman classrooms, I made a point to tell all the students that there are a lot of adults on this campus, starting with our teaching staff and our administrators and our counseling team, but this even includes our custodial team and our office staff. All of these adults stand ready to help your student no matter what it is that they need. And I encourage our students to make a connection with an adult. I'm very big on this because I believe that students that make connections are more successful, more well-adjusted, more resilient as time goes on throughout high school. So I let them know, if you need anything, reach out to an adult. And if they don't know the answer, I guarantee you there's someone that does know the answer that they can reach out to for them. So again, our goal is to provide the very best experience we can for your students so that they can become the very best version of themselves and launch themselves into wherever it is they want to go after 4 years at South Pasadena High School. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, John. Now we're going to go on to Mr. Bryant, our new vice principal.
Thank you, Mr. Eldred, for warming them up for me. Just real quick, again, I mentioned earlier that this is my 6th year with the district, 18th year in education. So it's really an honor and a privilege to continue to serve the South Pass community. As Mr. Eldred mentioned, the first 10 days have been great. I've made some fantastic connections with many students around campus. I love being in the freshman area during lunch and brunch and saying hi to all our poor little deer in headlights as they're coming on campus and learning how things work and where things are. So I'm happy that I could support students in acclimating to the campus in that way. Just real quick, kind of an overview of some of the things that I'm in charge of with the district. I am the administrator of the first half of the alphabet. So if your child's last name begins with A to Lee F, that is my section of the alphabet, and they will hopefully come to know me and throughout the year. I'm also in charge of state testing. So a couple reminders on state testing. Our 11th graders take the CASP and CAST and California alternate assessment exams. This year, and every year, the 9th graders will take the physical fitness test for the third and final time in California. The physical fitness test is also administered in 5th grade and 7th grade as students move up through the schools. Additionally, I'm in charge of Edgenuity courses. So these are the courses that students can take through the Edgenuity app, where they can seek to learn additional subjects or improve a past grade. Additionally, I'm in charge of the Pasadena Community College dual enrollment program. So today was our first day of PCC classes. We've got some additional classes that are starting tomorrow, but we offer a pretty good variety of dual enrollment classes, which are a great opportunity for our students to earn credits both with us in South Pass, but also at the college level that they can transfer anywhere they want to go. So we have courses running like camera production, we have ethnic studies, which started today, American Sign Language, personal finance, kinesiology, psychology. Again, these are a great opportunity, and we'll run some additional courses in the spring, and additional information will come out shortly about those. Also, the senior privilege cards, which will be coming out next month. So there'll be some more information about that. And sort of one of my loves in life, in addition to education, is technology and kind of being at the nexus where tech and education meet. So I'm happy to and looking forward to continuing to serve the district in that capacity, and bringing my sort of nerdy tech flair to an administrative role. So thank you. Off to Vanessa.
All right. Hi, everybody. Vanessa Blackwood, Assistant Principal. Today, I want to talk to you about some of the things that I oversee on campus, which include I take care of students whose last names are Lee through Z. So I have the second half of the alphabet. And I'm sure you're familiar with the Tiger Guide. Everyone is still able to purchase the Tiger Guide at the student bank if you need it. The information is online as well as at our SPHS Tigers website. And the things that you might find interesting in there are maybe dress code policy, electronics policy, things of that nature, just to make sure that your kiddo knows what we expect at school. As far as attendance goes, please remember that students who are absent have 3 days to clear that absence before it becomes a truancy. And another thing that we're following up on this year is if students have 5 or more tardies, and remember, tardies are after like missing 30 minutes of class or more. So if they have 5 in a certain class period, they will receive a restorative reset of sorts. And so we just really need to keep an eye on attendance this year. Next up, we have the PSAT. It's coming up in the end of October. October 28th is a Saturday. And the PSAT is open to 11th and 10th graders. And I will be sending out an informational letter next week, and like how to sign up and how much it costs. And even I have some information about how to practice for it. We have a digital test coming this year, which is a little bit different. AP exams, I'm also the AP coordinator and the SSD coordinator, which means that I help to supply accommodations for our students who already have an IEP or 504 plan, and maybe might need a little extra time on their test or things of that nature. So please be aware if you need anything, if your student needs anything like that, reach out to me as soon as you can. So because it takes a little bit of time to get College Board to approve these. I'm just like the liaison between the students and College Board. And then the AP exams also, sometimes they have, or some people need reduced fee waivers. And if you need anything like that, please let me know. And it's usually people who are already approved for like the free lunch deal and that sort of thing. So please follow up with me if you need that kind of assistance as well. Lastly, we're going to talk about safety plan. So thank you, Kristen. So we do have drills during the first semester and the second semester, and it's the usual typical fire drill, soft lockout, hard lockdown. But in October, of course, we have the great California shakeout that we actually practice evacuating the school to the football field. And I just want to let you know that if in case of an emergency where we do have to evacuate, you can be released, like your students could be released to you on the home side of our football field off of Meridian Street there. And we're going to practice that in October. We might need a few PSA, or we might need some PTSA parents to help us practice in that part of releasing students to parents. So if you want to volunteer for that, that would be appreciated. We probably need like 5 people, something of that nature. So keep that in mind for October. And please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Blackwood. Now we're going to move on to one of our counselors, Ms. Montoya, Marcia Montoya. Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I am here representing our counseling team at the high school. So right off the bat, what do counselors do? Well, we follow the Ask a National model. So that means we provide personal, social, academic, and college and career counseling. And we weave those throughout the year by doing classroom presentations by grade level, individual meetings with students and families. We also do specific Naviance related presentations geared at really providing students opportunities to do valuable research on future colleges and careers. The best way to contact us is email, so that we can make sure that we have the right information that you're requesting. And we also encourage students to make individual appointments with us if they feel like they need a little more time to meet and address their needs or questions. Otherwise, we do have an open door policy at brunch and lunch. We pride ourselves on offering a warm, welcoming environment and want very much to get to know each of your students. We will be with them all 4 years. I briefly touched on Naviance, but thanks to all of you, we have this wonderful program again this year. And this is such a valuable resource, especially come senior year, when a lot of what we do is provide not only the opportunity to do research on finding the right fit college, but also this is what counselors use in order to send our school profile, your student's transcript, and our letters of recommendation to the colleges that need them. Also, in terms of career research, it's a great platform, really helps clarify what a student's strengths are, values are, and tries to connect them with potential careers in the future. And then, as Mr. Eldred mentioned, Alicia updated our counseling page on the SPHS website as well. You'll notice that we do have a couple of new faces in the counseling department, and just want to make sure that you know who your child's counselor is. So that's us there. And I will stay on at the end to answer any specific questions, but that's all for now. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to move on to Natasha Stebbins, who is our Train Your Brain specialist and school social worker. She just moved up from the middle school to take place of Natasha Prime, who retired last year.
Hi, everyone. And we didn't actually plan that, the Natasha switch, but that should make it pretty easy, hopefully. And actually, I'm returning to the high school. I started with the district in 2018-19 school year, and I was at the high school for 3 years. So it's really nice to be back, although I do miss the middle school already. And hopefully I'm not a complete stranger to many of you who have freshmen or even sophomores. You may have interacted with me or heard about me. And hopefully we can continue to partner if that's still necessary for your child. So what is Train Your Brain? In case you haven't really heard, it's a program that's been around for a while, but we've really been growing it since we came back from COVID, because we had 2 full-time positions, one at the middle school and one at the high school. So I am continuing the great work that Natasha Prime did. And as you can see there's our website that we built. It's an external website, and it just kind of condenses a little bit about what our purpose is and who's on our team and how to refer your child to us. It's, that's just a formality. It's absolutely not the only way to do that. So to go to the next question, what I do if my child is struggling emotionally, you certainly don't have to hunt down that website so that you can refer your child. There's a lot of different ways that students come to us. Sometimes the students seek support themselves, so they may come to the counseling center where my office is and be in crisis and need support. They may find another adult in the counseling center that will then connect them to me, or maybe they've already heard of me and they will come right to my office. There are students who knew me from before, either when I was on campus or from the middle school, and so they know to look for me. And sometimes teachers will, maybe reach out and say, hey, do you know this student? I wonder if you could talk to them. Sometimes parents reach out. So they may come to something like this and get this information, and then they'll remember and they'll reach out because they feel like their child is struggling emotionally. So I am one resource, and I'm happy to be that resource person. It may be that I can support you or your child right there on campus. Sometimes the needs are greater than what we can provide a child in school. We do want to make sure that children are there and they keep learning. I would never want a child to like always come see me at math time, for example, because then that might prevent them from graduating on time or something. So if there's a great need that I'm not able to meet within a reasonable time, I would absolutely reach out and encourage for outside therapy, knowing that I'm still a resource on campus. There's no requirement to see me other than your child needing support and being a willing participant in accessing that support. I can never make anyone talk to me if they don't want to, but I certainly try to build that rapport and that relationship so that I can hopefully be a trusting adult to help them through whatever is going on in that moment. We try to do mental health outreach with our wonderful partners like the PTSA, like our peer mediators. Our Tiger News is going to put out an article that talks a little bit about what we do. So there's just like a lot of different ways that we try to get out there. I was trying to jump into some of the counseling push-ins to the freshmen last week, and so just trying to get myself familiar to these students so they know where to go. So a dedicated on-campus wellness center is a really exciting new thing this year. Mr. Eldred let me know when I started that I have a space that I can work on to create a wellness center, which is really exciting. If you had a middle schooler last year, then you may be familiar with that. I had a lot of parents come by at back to school night and actually see it for themselves, but I was able, with the great help of so many important people, starting off with Mrs. Busick, our PTA, the dudes, Kiwanis Club, all of them helped and contributed in building this fantastic wellness center. And our goal this year is really to try to replicate that. And this year I'm including all those same players along with SPEF, hopefully. And hopefully we can just grow this so that it's just a no-brainer. Anyone will know, oh yeah, I'm just going to go to the wellness center. That's where I'm going to go for support. So more to come on that, hopefully, as we grow and flesh that out to be a full-on wellness center. We have some partner resources. So, we do refer out. That could be Care Solace if you want support in tapping into your insurance for mental health. We also partner with Chinatown Services for referrals. And then I also have a resource page for mental health resources on our SPSD TYB website. There's a whole page on a resource page you can download, and then other resources that are online. And you can just call me. You can email me. If you need resources, I'm here to help you. I think that's everything. I hope that if you ever feel like you're struggling, I know sometimes people don't want to include the school in their child's mental health struggle, but I can be a resource to you even if you want to take that access the support outside of school. I can still be a resource. So please don't hesitate. I definitely want to see your children succeed, and I would not want mental health to get in the way. So reach out, email, happy to connect anyway. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natasha. We're so lucky to have you, the Wellness Center, the counselors. It's awesome. We do have one other resource, which is our peer mediators. And we have Rowan here tonight to talk about what the peer mediators is and how to access them. Rowan.
Right. Hi, everybody. I didn't know there was a slide, but I have a slide of my own. If you expand my camera, you can definitely take a look at that. I'm Rowan. I'm one of the peer mediator leaders this year, and mediators, if you want to see, that's what we call ourselves. And the peer mediators are basically a student-led group student organization that solve conflicts between students peacefully, efficiently, and effectively in order to prevent future conflict through just peer support, basically. So we don't necessarily involve admin in these mediations, and it's just all peer led. And the peer mediators are trained throughout the year through a special training program to learn how to mediate effectively. And our second goal is to improve campus culture. This is what we've kind of morphed into over the years, by raising awareness of our current health resources and working closely with our counselors and Train Your Brain to improve those resources. So those are the main two things that we do. And to complete our second goal, we have these things called committees. So our class is divided in 3 committees: the Health and Wellness Committee, Zine Committee, and Social Justice Committee. The Health and Wellness Committee their goal is to advocate for the students' mental and physical well-being on campus. Zine Committee, their goal is to release a monthly zine with student submissions. And the Social Justice Committee is to ensure every student's social, political, and economic rights are secured on campus. So, basically what each of these committees do, if you look at the next slide, we do wellness events. The Wellness Committee does the wellness events. They do monthly wellness events. And this can include anything from like bracelet making, stress ball making, tattoos, anything fun, relaxing that people can go to at lunch and kind of socialize and bond and have some fun and just take a break from the craziness of school. And then at the end of each semester, we have this thing called Wellness Week, where it's basically just a huge succession of wellness events right before finals. So students can decompress and they can really just have some fun before finals start. And also for the future, wellness is working with the Train Your Brain team, imagining the new wellness center and upgrading into a new space, which is really, really exciting. And we really hope that we can apply for some grants to get that going. Zine, of course, the Zine Committee is currently working on the Fresh Start zine. So that is their first zine of the year. We've released many zines in the past. I think we did 3 last year, maybe even 4 the year before, and they all include student work and they're really cool. Social Justice is currently working on their social justice blog. In the past blogs, they've dealt with racial equity, be it like body mass index and like disparities in that, safe sex and Women's History Month. And then also in the past, what we've done last year, this is what we did last year, is the mediators gave presentations that came from an organization called Erica's Lighthouse on suicide prevention. And when we did that, we gave referral forms to students after the presentations so that they could go and talk to their counselors if they were feeling those specific thoughts. So that's just kind of what we're about, what we're doing. And if your kid has a free period, especially a free first period, you should definitely tell them to join. We are looking for more people. We are looking to expand the program. And if you have any more questions, I'll be here after as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I have no idea how you took over my screen, but I'm going to figure that out later. But thank you. It was awesome to see all that. And thank you for being here, Rowan, especially at such short notice. We're going to now go on to Casey Shotwell, who is our student activities director, and he's an English teacher at the school. Casey, on to you.
Hi, I'm happy to see everyone here this evening. I'm glad you can make the time for this. So I'm the activities director at South Pasadena High School. I also teach English this year, 10th grade English, and I'm the teacher of the leadership class as well. The leadership class is composed of 13 commissioners, and you'll be hearing in just a moment from Olivia Alfonso, our Commissioner General, who's the student body president. So I'll let her speak more about that. We also have 16 class officers for each grade level, and they're the ones who are focused specifically on developing connections within their classes and spirit within those classes. So they spend a lot of time on class activities as well as on fundraising for those. Our junior class is particularly busy as they host both the homecoming dance and prom each year. Seniors obviously spend a lot of time getting ready for, in particular, for the second semester, everything from Powerpuff to the, I believe Rachel mentioned the senior sunset at the end in graduation. So the officers all stay very busy. We've got a great group of freshmen as well as sophomore officers as well. They put together a wonderful icebreaker dance that was held last Friday. So in addition to the 13 commissioners and 16 class officers, we have some appointed positions. Several years ago, we added 2 health and wellness officers, and they've been quite active and involved. Sometimes they work a bit with the peer mediators at times, but this year they have their own specific Instagram account. They are developing a website that will be a wonderful resource for the students as soon as they're able to launch it. 2 officers have actually been working on that throughout the course of the summer. The students are going to be introduced to it at the SAC Assembly on Friday, and I think Olivia may speak a little bit more about that. We also, about 3 years ago, I think it is now, created another new position, diversity, equity, and inclusivity. We have 2 officers who work on that, and they work obviously on those particular issues and try to address the interest and the needs of our students. Last year, one of the things they did is they were able to connect with a lot of the clubs on campus and bring them together who have similar interests and have a similar focus. So that was really exciting to see. The most recent position we created is environmental sustainability. Last year's rep for that actually was on the first LA County Commission for climate change. A student rep to that was appointed by Catherine Barger to that. We're very excited to build on that and continue to see what we can, how we can improve life at South Pasadena High School. We have a videographer, we have a historian as well. So we have several students. So how can your students get involved? Well, Krish Patel, the Commissioner of Clubs, will speak specifically about that system. But I know many of you are parents of freshmen, so I strongly encourage you to have your children join the class committees. For the freshmen, it's FAB, Freshman Activity Board. They always come up with these catchy acronyms. In each of the grade levels, the oldest one is the SAC committee, Senior Activities and Commencement Committee. That has been around forever, and we've added the others over time. So that is one excellent way of getting involved. If you go to the games, the football games on Friday, the next one is the 15th. Kendall Taylor, the Commissioner of Athletics, who runs that Instagram account, will have a student section there, and they can gather, and that's a great way to have fun as well. And just on a more kind of, I'll kind of end with this. You see our Instagram account there. Christy will keep you up to date with everything, all that's going on that social media forum. But the last thing I'll mention is the SAC room. If you're not familiar with it, or if your students are new to the school, or if they're freshmen, just let them know that the SAC room is open to all students. It's not just the leadership room. It's not just where we hold meetings. When there isn't a meeting going on, all students are welcome to stop by brunch, lunch. There are microwaves. There's a refrigerator if they need to temporarily store something. It's a cool place out of the heat, particularly that we're experiencing right now. There are sofas. It's for all grade levels, all students. I'm almost always in there before school, during school, and after hours. So if they have it, just looking for a place to hang out, or if they have a question, I would encourage them to stop by the SAC room.
Thank you so much. I didn't know everybody could go to the SAC room. That's pretty exciting. It's a great area, great couches. Now we're going to go on to students. Olivia, who is Commissioner General, and then have Olivia pass it off to Chris, who's the Commissioner of Clubs.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olivia Alfonso. I'm the Commissioner General for the high school this year, and today I'm here to introduce this year's ASB class and some things that we've been working on. So this year's leadership class is, as Mr. Shawwell said, composed of 36 students. Specifically, the commissioners, we have 13, including myself, General. I'm responsible for running all the business meetings and coordinating a lot of the activities that we plan throughout the year. Next is Internal Affairs, Ellie Nakamura. She attends the school board meetings and takes care of a lot of the internal training for incoming ASB members. Correspondence, Cherry Wee. She takes all the minutes for all of the meetings that we do weekly for each class period. Finance, Natasha Ray. She takes care of all of our finances. ASB takes care of finances from clubs, any donations, any finance related things go through ASB, and Natasha is the one that is responsible for managing our funds as a class. Next is academics. Catherine Tam, she does the SPECS assembly and makes sure all students are being equally recognized, not only for their academic achievements, but for other fields such as volunteering, athletic achievements, and other artistic awards. Activities, Colin Wong, he plans a lot of the spirit days throughout the year, as well as the upcoming winter formal dance. Assemblies, Noble Jones, he's the icon of our class. He runs all the assemblies during the year, most notably his election at the end of the year brought so much energy. So we're looking forward to having a lot of fun assemblies this year. Athletics, Kendall Taylor, she works with coaches, the as well as individual players in order to create a lot more engagement from the student sections, especially at the football games most recently, as well as increasing attendance across all sports, especially those who currently don't get as much attention as they should. Clubs, Krish Patel, I'll let him introduce his position on his slide, but he does everything related to clubs, including club rush, club reinstatements, and all the necessary requirements for their budgets. Noontime, Lillian Sherman, she plays music every lunch period and creates fun events during the school year that kids can take part in, such as senior karaoke. So we're looking forward to that. Publicity, Christy Chang, she runs the Instagram account, which I'll talk about a little bit later. School and community, Iris Barrera, she runs a lot of the school-wide events such as the blood drive and the homecoming court. And most recently, she is working on a project related to the relief for the Maui fires. We're going to have a donation drive at the September 15th football game where people can make donations and will in turn receive a lei, regardless of the amount of their donation. And finally, Spirit, Wendy Zhang, she coordinates all of our spirit related activities and spirit days. And she taught us a dance for the SAC assembly, which is my next point. So the SAC assembly is this Friday. It's what we're currently working on. And as the first assembly of the year, it introduces not only a lot of the programs at school, but advertises the sales of the SAC card. The SAC card is a card that students can purchase at the beginning of the year or during the year that allows them to attend all school activities such as dances, football games, musical, the concerts, even the Powerpuff game at discounted prices. It's a huge fundraiser and an incentive for all students to attend as many things as they can and make the most of the entire school year. Like I said, the SAC assembly is this Friday, and that's the biggest project that we have. We're also working on homecoming week and the dance, and the theme is currently a secret, so you'll have to stay posted. Some of the other things that we just finished are the school registration, freshman orientation, and the icebreaker dance, which was, like Mr. Shawa said, hosted by the underclassmen, the freshmen and the sophomores this past Friday in the school gym. A lot of the seniors went. It was amazing. They planned a fantastic dance. My last point is, how can parents keep up to date on ASB events? I would say the best resource for information is going to be our Instagram at SPHS ASB. Christy Chang, our Commissioner of Publicity, updates that Instagram almost daily. It covers not only our events as ASB, but also club-specific events, as well as athletics and academics. So if there's any event that's going on within a month, it could be the next day, whatever it is, that's the best place to look for any and all information. And if there's any confusion with those events, you can always DM that account and she will respond almost immediately. You can also stay updated on our activities in the weekly reminders emails from Mr. Eldred. They come out every Friday, and a lot of our announcements are in those emails. So thank you so much, and I'll pass it to Krish, our Commissioner of Clubs. Thank you.
Hello, Um, I am your Commissioner of Clubs, Krish Patel, and I think, first of all, clubs are an amazing way to interact and get involved with our school and community. So the way clubs work at our school is a club will usually have an advisor, and the advisor is just going to be there to look over. But the most important thing is clubs are student run and student led. So the club officers are all students. They're the ones in charge. They're the ones who have a mission or an idea in mind, and they execute the club. Clubs can be about anything, something you're interested in, or something more specific, like if you want to have community service, if you want to help the community out, there's clubs for that, or if you want to compete. So an example of that would be like Science Club, where they go and compete in different tournaments like Science Olympiad. And then you have examples such as Passive Forward Club, where they help the community and try to improve it. So the best way students can get involved in clubs is through joining them, or they can even start it. And what we have is we're gonna have Club Rush. Actually, on the slide, it says September 8th and 9th, but it's actually September 12th and 13th. And what Club Rush is basically a huge place where different clubs can set up booths, and they basically tell everyone what their club is about, and people get to interact with different clubs. They get to go to different clubs and they get to ask them questions. They get to join these clubs. And I would say they should join as many clubs as they like. And I feel like clubs are a great way to participate and to have a voice in your school and community. Oh, a list of clubs can be found on the Tiger website if you go to activities and the school of club and then school clubs. Our clubs range from a lot to almost every single thing you're interested in. You're probably gonna find a club for that. And this can be from almost anything, as I said, from like maybe drama or to like math club. There's a lot of clubs on campus. And to be posted and to always be updated on what's the latest news when it comes to clubs, feel free to follow the SPHS Clubs Instagram. This is where I'll be posting and keeping everyone up to date with how clubs are running and what they're going to be doing. Additionally to Club Rush, we have what's called our homecoming picnic, and this is like our main, like one of our main things where clubs can come together. They either like sell food items and they have things to fundraise. And so yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Krish. Really appreciate all of the information. Yeah, the clubs, there's so many clubs. It's amazing. I hope your kids get involved and enjoy them. Next, we're going to go on and learn about internships with Miss Matson Fennell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Matson Fennell, internship coordinator, CT instructor. And we have the internship program, and it's currently open to juniors and seniors. We have a list of vetted employers that are pretty much local. And these positions, a lot of them line up with the school pathways. So the way it works, the students will attend 2 required workshops. And there's a set coming up this week. The first one is Wednesday, the 30th. And then we have next Wednesday, September 6th. And in those workshops, they're going to learn how to prepare themselves for the interviewing process, put together resumes, cover letters, understand how to approach an employer, how to dress on the job, what an employer's expectations might be. So what they'll do is once they've done the workshops, they'll be given a list of the available options for this semester. And they'll send in their resume and their cover letter. And if they match with an employer, they'll have an interview. And if they match, they will set up an agreement to work 60 hours during the semester. And for this 60 hours, we will give them 5 hours elective credit. So once they do these workshops, they're eligible to do an internship until they graduate. So it could be any semester, including summer. We have a lot of kids that do it during summer because they're busy during the year. And then if you have a student who's a sophomore this year, They aren't eligible just yet to participate, but these workshops are held 3 times a year. So the next set will be January, and then in April, we'll let the sophomores in because they'll be rising juniors for summer. So they can, if they can hang in there for a couple of months, they can join too. You can find out more about the internship program. You can sign up online on our website, and it's on the school site. If you click on the academics tab, you will see a heading for the SPHS internship program. And they can sign up there, and the workshops are 3:45 to 5:45, and that'll be in room 917, which is the engineering math science building behind the cafeteria. And also, I just want to put it out there, if anybody has a business and would like to join our internship program and host an internship, please contact me, smatson@spusd.net, and I can send you the what you would need. Basically, we do a list of duties. You'd have to provide some insurance, and we go through the board approval process, but we're constantly tweaking our list, and we're always looking for new opportunities for our students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Love the idea of these internships. They sound awesome. Next, we're going to go to our new athletic director, CB Richards.
There we go. We good now?
Yep, can hear you now.
Okay, great. Hey, welcome. First of all, welcome to South Pasadena Athletics. I've been here for 27 seasons, which seems like a long time. That's of sports, not 27 years. But I've been here since 2006 as a coach through many sports, track and football as head coach. And I'm really proud to be in this role to help guide the Tigers to see where we go in this current future, and maybe down the road a little bit as we get going. I've been through all the sports. I know all the sports, from girls volleyball to girls golf to boys badminton to all the major sports, softball, baseball, water polo, swim, everything across the board. I'm pretty vested in with the athletes as well as the coaches. One of the quick questions that we got was how to contact me, our coaches, with questions that you might have. The number one avenue that you could athlete could go to, or a parent, would be the school website. So you jump on the school website, go to athletics, and take a look. There's contacts there. My email will be on there, as well as a phone number of contacts. We will be adding the coaches' photos and pictures of each coaching staff, so you'll be able to put a face to a name to when you come to the venues to watch games, know who the head coach is, assistant coach, those type of things. We will have that, and also as the coaches' emails are on the school website as well too. So you can reach out to the coach by email. Some coaches have their phone number for contact. Feel free to reach out to them to ask questions about tryouts. Like today, we had excessive heat. We had to cancel a bunch of activities today. So those things, communication to the coach, you can ask directly to them if you're on the team. If it's something about trying out for the team, I would ask you to reach out to me as well. I could probably handle that and let the coach do the coaching, and I can take care of the admin side. For those parents that do have athletes on the team, one thing we really want to stress is the protocol for contacting coaches. It's a little bit different. Sometimes if you have a student in a classroom, you'll set up a meeting with the teacher. We like to make sure that we kind of respect the coaches that same way, not just walk in the middle of a practice or at the end of practice like you would in a classroom, and set up a meeting with the coach so you can meet with them to discuss what's ever a concern. And that way the coach can give you the time and dedication that they need to show you how valuable that meeting is. So please follow that protocol. That's a great protocol to follow. If you can't get it done there, then reach out to me and I'll see if I can help out, and then we'll kick it up the ladder a little bit as needed. Hopefully, I think most of the issues can be handled right among the coaches and myself. One of the questions we had, I think, for the parents was also about summer tryouts. The school implemented summer tryouts this past couple of years, and there's a question of like, well, I missed summer tryouts, so what do I do now? Again, if you go to the school website, you can see under athletics, there's a list of summer tryout dates, and a lot of the teams have second tryout dates. For instance, I'm the track coach, and there's a second tryout date in November, at the end of right after we come back from Thanksgiving. Water polo has a second tryout date for boys or for girls in late November. So there's a couple I think it's actually early November. So there's different tryout dates for different sports, and there are some second tryout dates. If you've missed those, the first initial during summer, please reach out to myself again through that communication, and we could kind of liaison you to the coach to see if there's an ability for you, your student athlete to try out again. Currently, we have, actually, if you didn't know, we have 23 different varsity sports between the girls and the boys. It's a lot of management. Really proud of that. There's 7 in the fall. There's 5 in the winter, and there's 11 different teams in the spring season. So it's a lot of management, and we're happy to see the Tigers doing really well. At this time, we're probably one of the premier teams in the Rio Honda League. Our facilities, if you haven't been around this past couple seasons and years, Dr. Yance and Dave Lubes up at the district office, as well as Principal Eldred, has really dialed in our facilities to be one of the top in the area by far. I think you walk around campus, you'll see that really fast how great these facilities are. Today for tryouts, we just had boys basketball second tryout today. We got 21 freshmen. Boys tryout, as well as about 14 sophomore boys, as well as the varsity. So there are second tryouts in that area. On that note, just transitioning over to getting cleared for athletics. Again, going to the school website, SPHStigers.org, you can go ahead and follow athletics, and there's a link to home campus. My predecessor, the great Anthony Chan, he set up a great little video that showed how to walk the students through how to do physicals and the parents how to do physicals and get those online. Every athlete must have a physical once a year. And so it's a calendar year. So if they had it last year in September, they need to have it this year in September as well. Right now, there is Exer Urgent Care in Pasadena. They are offering free physicals through the rest of the month. You have a couple days, I think, like 3 or 4 days. I'm sure they would work with you if you come in a little bit after that and go through. So Exer Care, there is a urgent care in Pasadena on Del Mar. They are taking free physicals through the 31st of August. So you got to get on that as soon as we hang up here, start making an appointment. Lastly, a couple of things. We do have an Insta for SPS Athletics. I will be jumping on that. And again, just like the ASB, we will be able to DM you there and get back to you right away with questions on game schedules and things like that. So we will get that up, but we're not there yet. Lastly, just fundraising. I think I'm followed right by the Booster Club president, Eric, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about that. But that's something that's really big that we've kicked up the last couple of years. And we really hope the community can get behind that and help us fundraise, help support the coaches, the athletes, and the community as we go forward for 23-24 seasons. Besides that, thank you very much. Go Tigers.
Thanks, CB. Yep, we're on to Eric Shabbat, who's the Tiger Booster president now.
Great. Thanks, Kristen. Yes, and thanks, CB. Go Tigers. Definitely. For those that I haven't met, my name's Eric Shabbat. I'm currently starting my 3rd year as Booster Club president. I have been a member of the board. I think this will be my 8th or 9th year. As part of the board, I have 3 children who have graduated from the school. My youngest graduated last year, so this is my first year, kind of not officially affiliated, but still involved as Tiger Booster Club president. The couple of things I'd want to share is really to build on what CB just talked about, and that is, first off, that Booster supports all activities at the school, not only sports, sports clubs, choir, drama, dance, pep, along with facilitating through what we do with Bingo and Tiger Run, general fundraising that can be used. We typically issue about $40,000 in grants each year to different clubs, activities, and sports for larger purchases, and we facilitate all of the fundraising that the teams do. And as CB alluded, athletics in particular is almost entirely self-funded. Most activities on campus are as well. So you can, through our website, have the opportunity to direct donations directly to a team or club of your choice. 100% of all of those donations go directly to those teams, clubs, or activities. And because we are 501c3, if tax deductions are important to you, you can get that as well. Couple things I'll note that are new for this year. So one, we've added some new membership levels. So we continue to add so level, you can do that all home basketball and football games, not CIF playoffs, but all home games otherwise.
Hey, Eric, we lost
you still hear me, Kristen? Okay.
We lost
Okay,
you for a second there when you were going through the membership levels.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so just quickly on the membership levels, we encourage everybody to join at the $50 level. We do have some higher levels that now include tickets. There's a sports option, includes football and basketball tickets to all home games, excluding playoffs and tournament games. And we have an arts option that includes dance, drama, and choir tickets, if that is of interest to you. Check out SPHSboosters.org for those membership packages. I'll also mention Tiger Run, the first Saturday in December, is another major fundraiser for boosters. Consider joining the 5K, participating at the 5 or the 10K levels. And that is it, with hopes that my internet connection survives the last 60 seconds. Thanks, Kristen.
I could hear you. Thank you so much, Eric.
Okay, great.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Now we're going to move on to, I know we're at 8:15 already, everybody, 8:17. I'm sorry we've gone over, but it's just been a load of wonderful information from everybody. So we're just going to keep going for a few more minutes, hopefully get a couple questions in, but thanks for sticking with us. We're going to go now to Betty Hong, who's the Music Boosters president.
Hi there. I'm Betty Hong. I'm this year's Music Booster president. I was the treasurer last year, so I've been around for a little bit. My son's a junior in the band. Who are the Music Boosters? All the parents of a student in the SPHS Instrumental Music Program are automatically members of the Music Boosters. And like Eric just said, we're largely self-funded, like most activities on campus. Our organization provides volunteer and fundraising support to the music program. The program is led by our director, Mr. Howard Crawford, and includes the marching band and color guard, concert and symphonic bands, the orchestra, the jazz band. Later in the year, the winter line and winter guard, which are these indoor percussion drumline ensembles. So there's a ton going on, and programs are already off to a great start. The pep bands played the first 2 varsity football games. The band and guard are learning and prepping their field shows, which they'll perform at halftime in future games, which this year features music from the TV show Game of Thrones. So we're excited about this, and also especially excited to launch the use of our brand new equipment trailer, which will transport all our instruments and gear and uniforms out to our competition sites all over Southern California. We're so grateful to SPUSD for their support in making this happen, and this was led by the incredible efforts of last year's Music Booster president, Steve Zickman. And this trailer's been beautifully painted and it's parked out in the high school lot for you guys to enjoy, and we're excited to launch that. So you'll see our students out and about all around SPH and the community, SPHS and the South Pass community. They play at the football games and pep rallies. You'll see them at the tree lighting, caroling around town. As part of our fundraising efforts, Music Boosters does a bunch of stuff around SPHS. For instance, we run the concession stand for the home varsity football games. We're big participants in Tiger Bingo, which Eric just told you about. We run a variety of dine out fundraisers, all these types of things. We encourage everyone, those with or without a child who are interested in supporting the music and the arts at SPHS, to come out and support these programs. So we meet, our meetings are open to the public. We meet monthly on the first Monday of every month at 7 o'clock in the choir room. You are all welcome to come and learn more about our programs and check out our website, follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff to learn more about our program. Our kids get a lot out of it, and we encourage everyone to get involved if they're at all interested. So please don't be shy, get in touch.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Betty. Now we're on to Karen Tamas, our school board member.
Hello, good evening. I will be very quick to help us get through this. But I just wanted to let folks know, if they don't already, that we meet as a board on the second Tuesday, almost always on the second Tuesday of each month at 6:30 p.m. at the district office. And of course, everyone is more than welcome to attend. You can email Sylvia Carroll at the district office to ask to be put on the list to receive notice, where you'll get the agendas of each upcoming meeting. You're welcome to attend. Of course, everyone is also welcome to submit public comment. It has to be done in person because we're meeting only in person, and submitted before the meeting starts. But all of the meetings are also recorded. And so there is a link on the district website where you can watch the recordings of all past meetings, and it will show you a live stream of any upcoming meetings. We have a lot of information about our goals, both for the district and for each individual school site, that are developed in collaboration with school site councils, parents, through many surveys over the course of each year. And there's a lot of information about our strategic plan that includes goals, and they're all aligned amongst all the different schools and with the board. And you can read, there's a lot of stuff online that you can review around that. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I am the liaison this year between the school board and the high school. So I will be attending all of the PTSA and booster meetings, and feel free to reach out with any questions, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, last but not least, Lauren Black is here to talk to us about SPEF. Thanks,
Okay.
Lauren.
Thank you, Kristen. All right, so I'm Lauren Black. I will go fairly fast. I am representing the South Pasadena Educational Foundation. We have been around for 44 years, bridging the gap for funding for all 5 schools in South Pasadena. I am excited to share that last year SPEF raised, because of all of you, $964,000 that went to all 5 schools. The funding directly impacts all of the kids, so it's really fantastic. I do want to emphasize that we are volunteer run, which means that if you are interested in helping, we would love to hear from you. So I know that Dana is actually from long ago on the SPEF board, but you don't have to be on the SPEF board to want to volunteer. If you're interested in Party Gras or any of the other events, please reach out, let me know. Also, we have some really great upcoming events, including the SPEF Trivia Night on September 9th at Mama's. Grab a team or come as a wildcard player. We would love to see you. It's a great opportunity to build community and raise money for our schools. So if you're interested in that, please go to the website or reach out to me or call the SPEF office. Stacy Peterson is a wonderful resource, our executive director. And last but not least, I really just want to say thank you to everyone here, because it's because of our community that our schools are so fantastic. And a big part of that is your participation in SPEF. So there will be, you will hear more about fundraising, so keep your ears open, but please reach out and come. And if you are still on this recording, you are diehard, and you should definitely come to the trivia night. So please, if you're listening to this, you're my people. So I look forward to seeing you on the 9th at Mama's. Thanks, Kristen.
Still got 71 people here, Lauren. We're doing great. Okay, just a few more things that I wanted to tell everybody about. Notable past forums. If you guys want to see any of the forums that we've done in the past, we've done some amazing forums, and they weren't just ones I put on. A couple of years ago, Jenny Bright put on this amazing fentanyl forum with Ed Turnan and Sam Quinones. Sam Quinones is a reporter. Ed Turnan is a father who lost his son to fentanyl use because he got a bad pill offline. It's an amazing forum. I recommend you watch it with all of your family. We have a bunch of these other ones on here that are so great to watch. How does SPHS fund all its activities and why your donations matter? It tells you exactly where money goes and comes into and everything. That was put on by Diane Parker, who used to be the Boosters president. We had a great one last year about marijuana and vaping in teens. Anyway, you can go onto this YouTube site that I'm sure Jim just put in the chat, and please go back and watch any of these that look interesting to you, because they're all still very relevant. Also, if you haven't seen, we do have a parent guardian tiger guide. It was mentioned earlier by Miss Blackwood that there is a kids tiger guide, but PTSA years ago had done a parent tiger guide that really tells parents about a lot of the stuff that the kids are learning in their tiger guide, but expands it so that we understand what the dances are called and what an ooter is and all sorts of stuff. So please go and look at that. Jim just put that in the chat as well too. Our next forum is going to be October 23rd. And my mouse has escaped my, there we go. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. My mouse kept disappearing, which is why I was having trouble sometimes getting to the slideshow. But I just want to let you know that the next PTSA meeting will be October 23rd. We haven't finalized the topic yet, but we're working with Mr. Eldred to bring some information that relate to some of his goals for this year. And Jim's going to put the resources document back in the chat right now as well for all of you. I know it is 8:26. We had a couple questions that came to me. If we still have Miss Blackwood, if you're still here, I have a question about the PSAT. And it's, or any of the administration can answer this. People are just wondering, what is the PSAT and how do you register for it?
Okay, I think she's still on. She should be able to answer.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So the PSAT is preparation for the SAT. And it costs, I think it's like $25 per person. It's for 11th and 10th graders. We're going to have it on Saturday, October 28th in the morning until noon. And it's just an opportunity for students to get a practice test in beforehand so they know what to better expect or study for before they take the actual SAT.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was pretty
You're
accurate for my kid. I mean, he took the PSAT and then didn't study for the SAT and pretty much got the same score. So it was pretty accurate.
Wow. Okay. And I'm going to, like I said, I'll send out an informational letter most likely next week.
Yeah, that would be great. The other question that I got here is about the school, the south gate where Ramona Avenue runs into Rollins Street seems to be closed a little bit before 8:30. And that we're just, a parent was wondering if it's possible to keep that open a little bit later until 8:30 so their child could use it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's easy.
Okay. I don't see any other questions. And since it is 8:28, yes?
Sorry, there was one that
Yeah.
went in chat about how do we register for Naviance? What is the code?
Oh, sorry. So there's going to be a Naviance night. Marcel might be able to come on, but there is going to be a Naviance night, September 18th, I believe is the tentative date right now, where we're going to get the sophomores, juniors, and senior parents to come to a Naviance night and learn about Naviance. If it's a freshman parent, they have one of those later in the year because Naviance doesn't get introduced to the students, the freshman students, until later in the year. Anything you want to add, Marcel?
No, I think I had actually responded to that parent saying that they could reach out to their counselor and we can give them the code if they just wanted early access.
It's a cool program to look at all sorts of fun stuff. So, okay. I think that's all we have. I want to thank you all so much for coming. I'll give you a minute I won't close the whole Zoom up yet in case you're going back and looking for any of the links or anything like that. I'll give it a minute, but I want to thank every presenter for being here. I appreciate your time. Thank you for staying late. It was such great information. I've already gotten some good feedback from some of the parents that they really appreciated everything you were all here for. So thank you so much. Have a great night.